Hey guys, adjust my camera here. Okay. So back for my little Power of Positive Thinking series here, which I missed last week. So I'm sorry if you were terribly disappointed by that. But to be perfectly honest, I wasn't really feeling in a very positive way at the beginning of last week. So that's why I didn't do this. I felt like that would be a tad bit hypocritical, and I wouldn't put off the right energy, so I decided to not do that. So, yeah, I'm learning too. That's the whole reason I'm doing this, is I'm far from perfect uh, in this regard. So, anyway, this week I'm jumping right back into it again. If you haven't been following, just to summarize, I'm going over particular exercises from the book The Power of Positive Thinking by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, which I thought was very good for getting you from a negative mind space, which is kind of where we normally tend to live instinctually, right? We're more likely to focus on the negative than the positive. So it's kind of a challenge to get your mind into that positive mind space, which is actually going to create positive results for your life. And so I read this book. I thought it was really excellent. It had a whole lot of exercises in it, and there are too many exercises to ever do at one time. So I figured I would commit to doing one per week. And so this live is me sharing with you the one that I'm committing to for the week. And so, if you'd like to follow along, then I highly encourage that. But this is the one that I'm going to do for this week. And, I'm putting it out there to the universe. I'm making it public, so I'm kind of holding myself accountable at the same time. So, the one for this week, it says, you became a warrior by practicing worry. Worrier, W-O-R-R-I-E-R. You became a worrier by practicing worry. You can become free of worry by practicing the opposite and stronger habit of faith. With all the strength and perseverance you can command, start practicing faith. How do you practice faith? First thing every morning before you arise, say out loud, I believe, 3 times. Pray using this formula. I place this day, my life, my loved ones, my work in the Lord's hands. There is no harm in the Lord's hands, only good. Whatever happens, whatever results, if I am in the Lord's hands, it is the Lord's will, and it is good. So that's it. I mean, definitely what I've found is that the opposite of worry is faith. And so if you're worrying, it's very difficult to get anything done when you're worrying. That's been my experience, right? Because your mind isn't thinking creatively. You don't have energy. So in order to not worry, you have to have faith, which I talk about all the time, that if you don't have any basis for your faith, right, you don't have any reason to believe in the future, then you're stuck, right? There is nothing but worry. Your future is to be annihilated and turned into dust and to cease to exist. That's the future that you have to look forward to, if you're strictly materialist. So obviously that doesn't work if you're trying to be productive in any capacity. So the opposite of worry is faith. And if you can sincerely believe that you are in the Lord's hands and the Lord has good things in store for you, so long as you're doing the right things, then you can get rid of that worry, because you know that everything works out in the end. And even there are levels of believing that, by the way. Just because you say that you're a Christian, or you go to church, or you claim whatever other religion, that is that's better than claiming to believe in nothing and be an atheist materialist, obviously. But still, that isn't good enough. Oftentimes, right? It has to really sink down deep in there, so that you believe that in an internal level, not just intellectually believe it. So that's what these kind of exercises are about. You're affirming it to yourself. You're repeating those thought patterns so they become ingrained deep into your psyche, so they become your normal way of thinking, right? Because just believing something on an intellectual level it's the root, right? It's a good start, but it's not enough to get you to that point where you stop worrying. So that's what I'm going to do. That's the say I believe 3 times and then pray, placing the outcome of the day in the Lord's hands. It's takes away that burden of worry, and it's funny because you think that it's kind of offloading the responsibility, and you think that if you're offloading the responsibility, then maybe you would be less motivated. But in my experience, it makes you a lot more motivated and a lot more free and a lot more open to do the things that are actually going to be helpful, rather than doing things in a kind of nervous, I can't think of the word, the kind of way that's just not going to work out very well. Anyway, so that's it for today. I invite you guys to do that along with me for this week, and I will see you again next week.